Hello and welcome back to Aurora! So, we're now ready to finish up the Hydra design, because we have gotten our resolution 150 size sensor down there, which will give us all the view we will need for quite a long time. So there we go, active search sensor, we've got 14 hangar deck for our 14 fast attack craft, we've got 10 layers of armor, we've got our PDC barracks to have some defenses in case people land on our planet, we've got fuel, we've got magazines. It should be noted that I also did a bit of work on, I messed up on the end, actually I retooled a shipyard and then realized I really should have put some engineering spaces on, so that's been done now. But you see, yeah, it has a longer maintenance life, a much longer one. It won't fail as much, and it has a 1 month deployment time because it can be working for about a month at a time. But in designing the worm, I got 24 box launchers on there. Which means right now, the Hydra can launch 20 missions. And there's 6 of our... Yeah, I think you're getting the point. We need more magazines. We're only going to add 2 more. 2 more magazines. And that'll provide enough for, let's see, 16, or 6 each. That's like 4 runs, I think. Let's see, 12 times 40, or 12 times 24. Yeah, it's 6. It's 2 runs of 6 ships, so... It's basically just 2 attack runs, and that way we have some extra in the storage, even though we might not necessarily be we'll be reloading constantly from the planet. We can have some in magazines and all that. So that is the Hydra class planetary fighter base, and I think it's just about finished. So our next task will be to construct it. Now it will be built as a PDC, which means we will need to build it on the planet we're building it. Time doesn't matter, does it? Let's put it up and add some excess crew berths. Oh, how much are we gonna need? Let's go with regulars for like 100. Okay, hold on. I didn't calculate this. Do we even need that many crew berths? Let's have them just in case. Although I have a feeling we won't need crew berths, because they'll be on the planet, they can relax there. Yeah, surely we wouldn't. But just to be safe, 19 crew per Chimera. Why do we have 19 crew? We used to have like 38 on the Chimera. Okay, sure. So about 20 each, so that's 80 for the Chimeras alone. Worms are only 8 crew. So that's about 10 each, so we're up to 140, and then patrol boats on the Etin. And we can actually delete the Etin obsolete now. So on the Etin, it's 31 crew. So 140 plus 120? Wow. 260. Well, we can give that, we can offer that, just in case. We don't need that, but whatever. I can work with it. It'll be fine. It will be fine. We could put on some minimal missile weapons, like put on some size 6 missile launchers, and offer some short-range anti-ship missiles. Do we want to do that? I don't think we do. I think this is good. I think this is done. We don't need anything more. Let's dedicate a PDC to actual missile defenses, but that offers enough crew berths. I don't know if deployment time matters, but we'll set that to 12 months. It probably will just cycle people and they'll be fine. 576 magazine capacity. Ordnance. We need... Well, we'll have to set ordnance later, because it doesn't have any actual weapons. So we have this. Let's go ahead and have it constructed. So we will need to build a PDC orbital habitat, it's gonna cost a lot. Like, that's expensive. Really, really expensive. We pull this down, move this up. Oh, please tell me we can edit it still. Please tell me we can still edit it. Aw, oh, darn it. Flag bridge. Yeah, we forgot a flag bridge because it's the planetary fighter base serves as the flagship for the shore defense task force. We need a flag bridge. So we'll go and add a flag bridge to the Hydra copy. Then go to the Hydra, we delete it. We go to the Hydra copy, we rename to remove copy, and there we go. There is our fighter base. It's pretty large, prefabricated in 17 sections, but we're not prefabricating, we're just building it. Now we can actually build it, now that I've fixed that big problem. Let's close that. PDC, orbital habitat, create. There we go, it'll be done in June. Now we're also working on expanding these shipyards so we can actually build the ships faster. We needed a different shipyard for each because they all turned out to be different enough that they required dedicated shipyards. We're also getting good laser-sized text because our next research of interest is better laser, or is working into destroyers, which are going to be an interesting challenge compared to what we've had before. We're probably going to tech them out to hit targets that are only like moving as fast as our fast attack craft, and then work from there. Our PDC is done. That's good news. We're going to add an extra slipway, and we're going to construct 3 Ettins for now. We're going to order up 2 Chimeras, but we're going to have another one being built pretty quickly, and we need 6 worms in total, but we're going to have those ordering up as we go along. Slipway added to White Naval Shipbuilding, so we go back here, got an extra slipway. We want 4 slipways on each, so this one is not yet ready, so we add an extra slipway, and we order another Chimera. And that'll bring us up to 4 corvettes. We've got the missile boats almost working. They're working pretty quickly there. So these all, we have the engines pre-built, correct? Yes, and we're using them. We need to actually set up with these ships the default ordnance, so 24. Yeah, that thing's gonna be spectacular. And we need as many of these as we can fit onto a single ship, or onto one of those. So that's 288, that's quite a few that we can fit onto there. And that'll be enough for most of what we're actually gonna need. We've got our PDC now. And so I also started setting up a naval organization. And so now we've got our task forces. I'm leaving a spot open for the destroyer task force. This is why there's 1st, 3rd, 4th. And we're going to add another branch. This is the 5th shore defense. Just space between those words. Task force. And its flagship is, if we go to PDC Fleet Earth, we add this. Planetary Fighter Base. Hydra 001, and we're going to go ahead and create branch plus sub, and this will serve as our mothership for all of the parasites that'll be in here, which will be our fast attack craft, which will be very powerful actually. Fast attack craft are incredible. You can actually get them to work right, and that 24 missile barrage, that's going to just destroy everything that gets in its path. Other sensor techs we need. Well, we need more beam fire control range. I'm going to set our main guy for that on that. And we're also going to get more fire control speed rating. And I believe that's all we need there. Energy weapons, we're getting the 25 centimeter, which is probably what we're going to be working with. We're going to want another level of laser though, laser tech. And let's get a turret tech queued. Defensive systems, we need better armor and shields. We're doing a major tech up for this, but we're not going to upgrade the frigates. We're going to keep the frigates a bit behind for now until we get a major increase in our other techs. I still can't believe the missile boats only have a crew of 8. I guess since they're not actually reloading, yeah, that makes sense, I guess. Add an extra slipway, that'll be done in February. We need to construct how many? We need one more built there. These are still building, they'll be done pretty quickly. Oh yeah, we started doing ground unit training, which means we're going to construct a brigade headquarters using one of our armor cadres. We've got assault infantry, we've got 2 of them right now. Let's actually order up 2 brigade headquarters. And then let's start making an assault infantry brigade and a mobile infantry brigade. And I doubt that's going to be entirely what we're going to need. We're probably going to mess around with other things for a while. Shipyard task group. Let's have these guys go to task groups. Shore defense task group. Land on specified mothership plus assign. Add move. And these worms will then land on the assigned mothership. And the chimeras will need to do the same thing. We need to get the beholders back. Oh, and they aren't jump capable. That's right. I forgot about that. So we're actually going to go to Recon Task Force 2. We're going to say... Or, no, we need the Basilisk. You move to the Soul jump point. And then we have our Recon... I keep saying Recon. Recon move there. Recon Task Force. Because they need to get back for repairs. And they're coming from jump point 3, Sirius. We've got the 2 chimeras built. If we go to shipyards, we're getting an extra slipway, so we'll just construct 2 more chimeras. Wait, no. We only need 1 more, so we cancel the Chimera 005, because we don't need that one. And so our chimeras will be done in February. Our worms will be almost done in December, with the actual shipyard being done in February. Recon Task Force has completed orders. Go back to Sirius. Where's the Basilisk? Yeah, it's going to take a while for the Basilisk to get back. Completely forgot about that. I'm really sorry, everyone. That was a silly mistake. I should have had them moving back earlier. Energy weapons. We need more energy weapon techs, and our energy weapon person died. Well, that's great. We're gonna use Charlie Moran for now, then. He's not as good, but, you know, it'll do the trick. We can get everything we need to research. One thing we definitely need is better capacitor recharge rate, because we're using much larger lasers for this. Like, significantly larger lasers, and it's going to be much more difficult to fire frequently. So we need better recharge rate. Worm classes are almost done. I'll have to double check if the Recon Task Forces have actually completed their jobs in that portion. So we have worms built, but we need 1 more. We need another Etten. And the Chimera is going to be done in February, so the actual force is going to be done in September of the next year. And if we take Shipyard Task Group and we tell them sign to and land on Planetary Fighter Base. Okay, no, that's not what we want to do. We want to take Etten's split off. And then we tell them to land on the Planetary Fighter Base, right? This should work. And go back to Shipyard Task Group, we take the Worms split and tell them to go to Shore Defense Task Force, land on specified mothership, Hydra, add move. I have to do it through the ship menu, which is a bit unwieldy, but it would make sense, I guess. And then we take these and say Shore Defense Task Force, land on specified mothership, PFB, Hydra 001. Will that work? Yes. Are they now in the Shore Defense Task Force? Yes, they are. So I'll have to set up a naval organization properly, but I'm going to wait until we get all the patrol boats and corvettes out first. Ah yeah, we've got to check this. In system, how much has been actually explored? They've checked out 5 and 6, so they've still got to go to 7 and 8. Alright. Yeah, I'm not too impressed by what's in system. Actually, that's not half bad. Quite a bit of corundium, it's just low availability. Availability is the problem right now. We've got a ton of resources, but they're all so low availability. See, that's not half bad, but it's so far out, it's going to take forever to get things back. That's just a bunch of Saurian, basically. Here we've got corundium, but it's incredibly low availability. The only thing that's even worth mentioning in terms of availability is neutronium in this one. I'm not overly impressed by Sirius, but we're going to keep exploring it, keep finding out if there's anything of note. Move 2. Move 2. And they'll finish up their jobs, and then they'll head back. This is a much longer task than the previous. And now we can get our scout frigates back. So we say Recon Task Force, you go through the Soul Jump Point, you go to Earth, refuel, resupply, begin overhaul. And, well, should we send the Basilisk with them? No, let's leave the Basilisk there. So, we finished the slipway on White Naval Shipbuilding, which is the Corvette one, but we're basically done there. And this one's going to be done pretty soon. Yeah, I'm liking this. This is going really well. Chimera has been built. So we're now looking at a Chimera in there. If we go task group, shore defense, land on specified mothership, and assign. 30 days. Is it that the shipyard task group refuses to... Oh, that's what I'm doing wrong then. So the shipyard task group will never land on another ship. Because then you'd be trying to build your ships into a hangar, which would not work. Okay, that makes sense. I understand it. And we keep going. We need to pull the Frigate Task Force 2 back for repairs. The 4th Frigate Task Force, because they're starting to get a bit uppity. End Task Force training, go to Earth, refuel, or resupply, refuel, and overhaul. And how's the 3rd doing? They've been out even longer, but they're so close to perfect training that I'm probably just going to leave them. In fact, I will. Just because getting perfect training there would be spectacular. We'd have so much less to worry about with the 3rd Frigate Task Force. Beam fire control range, working on fire control speed rating, so that'll give us a tracking speed of 20,000 basically, which will be good for most missiles. We should be able to defend ourselves a lot better. The 4th Frigate Task Force is recovering, they've completed shore leave, they're going to start finishing up all the other stuff they need to do. Stellarators are being repaired on the Dragon 001. Where is the... Okay, I guess we're going there just to make sure we've surveyed the whole system. I don't mind delaying future searching. We can get stuff done now, and that's good enough. The 4th Frigate Task Force is now ready to get back to Task Force training. They're at about 50%. How's the 3rd looking? It's just that Dragon class. Just that, and we'll have it trained. We're so close to having a perfect combat force here. And now we just go, split that off, and tell it to land on the Shore Defense Task Force. 30 days. It won't take that long, but, 30 days. And now, no, not that. We need to set up naval organization. And this is the next big step in all of this. We need to add in all of these ships. So we're going to add an organization branch of patrol craft task group. We're going to add ships to it. Oh, no. Then we add another one of missile boat task group. We add all our missile boats. And then another one of corvette task group. And this will form our basic shore defense. It's just a small force of fast attack craft, decent firepower, but mostly and short range, just to defend the Sol system. And yeah, I like that. There we go. So we can assign a commander over the shore defense task force eventually. We've actually got to set up. I don't fully know how the task force stuff works. If I've got this, I would assign task groups under it, right? And then how do I assign a command staff to each of those? This all confuses me a bit. I've never messed around with naval organization to that level, but surely I would assign a commander to each of those leaderships, and they'd then create a task force under them. Naval organization, it's a mess. How's the third doing? They're so close. They're so very close, but they're gonna start running out of maintenance supplies soon. Start getting really upset, because their morale's not meant to take it for this long. Looking at... Alright, fire control speed rating is done. Can we get more sensor text done? Or should we start working on something a bit more multi-purpose, such as reload rate? I'm liking that idea because we're going to be using much larger missiles on this one. The destroyers will not be using size 6 missiles. They're going to be using size 10s, which means we need a lot more missile tech to get them to work properly. Basilisk 001 is now complaining. Planetary sensor strength is completed and researched. Should we keep doing sensor techs? I don't think so. I think we should start pouring everything into... Do we have a construction production person yet? No. Research rate is still a bit expensive, so we're going to actually just pour all of our labs into laser focal size. That way we can get our combat techs out as quickly as possible. Keep going. Size 6 missile launcher is damaged. All they've got to do is train and get better, and then I can take them off duty. 11% more. This could be fantastic once they're all repaired. And once they're all trained up. Far ultraviolet lasers being researched, and I don't think we'll do any more in terms of focal size right now. We might get another level of laser type, but I don't think we will, because that's just a bit wasteful. I mean, more than a bit, it's quite wasteful. We don't really need that much. And we'll keep going. We're probably going to get several levels of turret tech, just so that we can really save space on that. Oh. We have ourselves a problem. Recon Task Force 003, or Recon Task Force number 3, is running out of fuel for the Basilisk. So we need to equalize fuel for now. It'll do for now. As soon as they're done here, we can tell them to... Or wait, no, they're still heading out there. Okay, it's not going to make it. So we're going to Special orders, split task group. You make your way back to the jump point. Yeah, that's the best option. We're running into some serious issues here. So we're just gonna pour everyone we can into these stuff. If we can get out weapon techs quickly, we can start designing the destroyers, which will be the next level of combat ships. How's the third doing? Just 3% away. I like how the third isn't even complaining about morale. I mean, that could be that they're just like so low morale that they can't go any lower at this point. I'm just going to keep pushing them through until they get full task force training, and then they'll be the best. Yes, there we go. End task force training. You're done for now. That was great. Fantastic. They've been out there for almost 4 years, and they didn't complain, I don't think. But the task force for the 4th task force is starting to complain, and they're done anyways. So we can keep everyone at Earth for now. And we'll come back to it in just a moment. So we can turn on auto turns. We've got our shore defense done. And we're getting the tech for our destroyers. We're moving people back to start looking at new systems. We're out of Boronite on Massalia, but that's fine, don't really care. The task forces, 4th has completed overhaul. 1st has completed shore leave. We go back to ground unit training. We've got 3 assault. So let's make another assault. And 2 mobile. And then we'll queue up some heavy assault afterwards. But we're going to start assigning these people to brigades. And these ones will be on the 21st. It's not that complicated of a brigade setup. I don't even know how exactly it works, but yeah. Whether you want to have a mix of armor and infantry in a brigade, I figure it'd be more like whatever the military actually uses, since there's so much realism in this game. Although I can't say for certain whether that is the case and what you should do. Turret tracking speed is coming up. We've also got missile launcher reload rate 5, that'll be 1 minute per missile launch. I'm fairly happy with that. Okay, actually something I want to check. We don't have any infrastructure lying around, alright. Environment. Oxygen's getting there on the moon. On the Luna. Oh, I didn't mean to go 5 days, let's stop that for now. We can go 30 days. Overhaul completed for the 1st Frigate Task Force, or the 3rd, pardon. So we won't need to bother with them for a while. They're full on everything they need. That's finished, so if we go missiles, kinetic weapons, what else do we need? Ordnance production would help. We could get another reload rate, but I don't want to touch that 30,000 tech for now. Let's get some feed system efficiency, because feed system efficiency is great here. And we'll put all of our people in that. That'll be done in July, 2 years from now. Basilisk 001 is starting to experience some failures. 002 is also running into some issues, and it's going to start complaining. So now, if we take the basilisks, take the 002, combine with the 001. Let's equalize fuel, and then we split off the 002, go through the jump point, return to Earth, refuel, resupply, begin overhaul. Oh boy, that was quite the close call. Oh, we finished our training of battalions. Means more ground unit training. We have all that we need, actually, for now. We're going to need to assign armor cadres to train as heavy assault battalions. So we're going to train 2 of them. And let's make a garrison battalion that we're going to stick that in our PDC to defend it, or PFB, I suppose, since it's a planetary fighter base. Task Force 2 is completed, or it's completed its mission, so we're going to send it through the jump point to Earth to refuel and resupply. 30 days. More. Wait, they have their own built-in jump drive, don't they? They do, right? I'm not just imagining this. Which ones are they? The Orc 2s. They have a military jump drive. Yeah, I don't even need to be sticking around with the Basilisk. Alright, we'll send the Basilisk back through. Now, ordinarily, I'd have them split up to geological survey vessels and gravitational, and have the gravitational look at jump points immediately. Right now, I'm not too fussed about that. I'm willing to wait a bit longer to have gravitational surveys done, to send people back through. We've completed the first level of turret tracking speed that we're going to be adding on. More energy weapons, more turret... No, that's too expensive. I'm sort of setting 30,000 as a cap for what I'm willing to invest in. Defensive systems, we're going to need to get after complete capacitor recharge rates, because those need to go up a decent amount. So once that's done, that'll provide us a decent amount of recharge rate. We're not going to have full recharge rate on these turrets. We're probably going to run double turrets, I think, is the plan. Well, we'll run however many we can fit on. We just need to maximize our firepower. And all of the things in this system, minus, of course, the asteroids, have now been explored, so now we go Earth. Refuel, resupply. I don't know if the Orc 2 is going to make it. Quite honestly. That is a mystery that we may or may not find out today. So we'll keep going. Unable, yeah. We gotta get it to stop doing orders. Recon Task Force number 2. You can remove your conditional order. Recon Task Force number 3, you can also remove your conditional order. The Basilisks are on location. Could we actually... We don't have all the ships in location yet, so we're going to wait until all the ships arrive at Earth before we create the Recon Task Force. There we go. Capacitor recharge rate. So right now, we are looking at creating lasers, 25 centimeter far ultraviolet lasers, rate of fire of 20 seconds for one of them. They have a power requirement of 16, recharge per 5 seconds is 5. So we can actually reduce the recharge rate, so reduce the amount of power we need to provide, because the turrets are weird, and if you have more power being required than you actually need, it gets fiddly. Plus it also reduces the cost slightly. Standard laser size and recharge rate? Yeah. So this would be our anti-ship laser that will be built into turrets on our anti-ship standard destroyers. We're then going to have probably 12 centimeter, maybe 15 centimeter point defense lasers. I want destroyer escorts to have longer range lasers than we're working with right now, so 15 centimeters might be a good size to work with for that. Yeah, alright, so here's what we're working with, is 25 centimeter C4 far ultraviolet lasers. Perfect. We will queue that up. And in terms of research, let's get energy weapons. Let's get someone researching our far ultraviolet laser. Wow, our energy weapons people are bad. That'll be done in April. Wow. Just wow. And we also need a 15 centimeter if we can get it by power requirement of 6. It's just too slow. I don't think we can use that. We need to use the 12 centimeter lasers, which we've already got that recharge at max rate. We can just create larger turrets with them. Yeah, we don't have any use for this stuff. We cannot use a size 15. I mean, we could, but I don't like that rate of fire. It's too slow. While we're here, let's go ahead and order up a CWIS. We don't have ECCM, and I'd like to get that before we do anything. In terms of sensor strength, 6 shots every 5 seconds because of our rate of fire. Beam fire control range is alright. It gives us a decent tracking speed as well, 20,000. ACCM level doesn't exist yet. It's a pretty large thing. We'll have a few of them on our destroyers. Probably one per destroyer. What's our range? Oh yeah, it's point blank, that's right, I forget. Let's get ECCM researched. Since we can do that, let's get electronic warfare started. I'm telling you, Catherine Brown is like the best researcher we've got right now. Just look at that. 60 labs at 65% boost. Basilisk has completed overhaul. Electronic warfare has been researched. Now, go back to sensors and fire control. And look at that, electronic countermeasures. Queue more of that up. And keep going. And that'll mean that we can hit basically any missiles that are targeted at us. We also need to design our actual turrets. And we've got our turret tracking speed, fire control speed rating. Let's start with our new point defense turrets, which will be quads. And these are going to be on our destroyer escorts. So maybe we should actually set up the... Should we start with the destroyer escorts? Alright. So we're going to start a new ship design. Maybe not. Yeah, we're going to start a new ship design. So we're going to create a new ship, the Drow class, and we're going to start with the destroyer escort. Usually I'd start with the regular destroyer and use the larger beam weapons, but I'm more confident with the point defense stuff. We will need better armor. That is something we need to queue up. So we need our best people looking at defensive systems, laminate composite, create that. And then let's go ahead and queue up some extra text for shields, but I probably won't use them. So how long until... I didn't even check the research end date for that. Well... It'll be sooner than it says. Probably because I'm gonna switch over who does it once we finish up this current tech we're researching. 30 days. I'm not psyched about this. I mean, honestly, there's a lot of little issues with the... Alright. Specified conditions have been met on Luna. So now we take a look at Luna. And we've got a lower or a higher surface temperature, but it's not high enough. So now we're going to add carbon dioxide or nitrogen. Let's go carbon dioxide. Where's carbon dioxide? Carbon dioxide to a 0.1. Let's give it 0.3 carbon dioxide. We're just pumping carbon dioxide into the atmosphere. Great use of our resources. So if we cancel that, yes, go to defensive systems, and give this guy the research to do. It'll be done a whole lot quicker. I'm liking that a lot more. Once you're done with feed system efficiency, let's get ejection system chance, or ejection system, yeah, chance. English, difficult. So that'll be queued up. I think we've got just about everything we need. So go a bit longer until we get... Oh, our governor of Earth has died. I didn't mean to sound completely insincere there. Oh, all of our governors are dead. Well, we're not getting much use from most things there now, so let's actually say... Shipbuilding bonus? Yeah, shipbuilding. Is there even a research? No, there's not a research bonus. What rank are you? You're rank 1. Can't use you. Can't use you. Can't use you. We can use you. So we will assign you a tiny shipbuilding bonus, really. And then we need mining as our primary, followed by terraforming. You will do for Governor of Luna. Wait, what? No, you want... Okay, you're fine. You're fine. Well, this is better for terraforming, but I'm more interested in the mining, yeah. So yeah, that is the best there. And then next in mining, ignoring terraforming, just no specific bonus. Venus, you get... I can get one that's just mining. Because I don't want to waste really, really good ones. Yeah, that's good, that's good. You're Governor of Venus. Best job in the universe. And that should do. We have mining being done. Yeah, we don't care about most of those. Populations and sectors. We'll have to do sectors pretty soon. We will also need a deep space fleet to actually go out and attack enemies that we will run into, because we will, in fact, run into enemies. Where's our recon task force number 3? Well, I mean... Sure, it's a ways out. It's gonna be a while. Rising on Luna due to overcrowding. Yeah, that's gonna be fixed once we terraform it entirely. Cost should be going down on it though, I think. Maybe not. We just keep going. Basilisk has completed overhaul with that Recon Task Force number 3. It's gonna be out there for a while. And we've just gotta wait for that armor, which will be coming pretty soon, actually, now that I remember. Like, there we go, laminate composite. Now go to class design, there it is. Refresh tech, new armor. There we go, armor amount has reduced. So our first thing to add is our engines. We need 2 engines, because it's a destroyer. Now, I'm going to do a bit of a strange thing with the destroyers. I'm going to work on a very low range. Because that's what destroyers are. They're low range, high firepower. So let's go ahead and use the same amount of fuel that our frigates use. Yeah, it's impressive stuff that this is going to be able to pull off. Because we're going to have a lot of space for actual combat. And while we're at it, let's go ahead and tell industry to produce a new naval shipyard complex. And then we're going to need to start expanding it to the full destroyer size. So class design, finish the... Oh yeah, we've got inactive research labs. Wow, I wasted so much research there. Defensive systems. Now let's go ahead and get more electronic countermeasures. You keep working there. And then we'll queue up some regular countermeasures. More countermeasures. That way we can just build things up there. Oh yeah, I need to have the shipyard expanding. Oh, okay. So this one will be our shipyard for destroyers, our first destroyer shipyard. And I expect we're going to need multiple destroyer shipyards, unlike the previous ones where we've only needed like a single shipyard for frigates. These are going to be very different ships. Yeah, we'll get 3 levels of countermeasures, and then we'll get the compact ones. But I don't think we'll need any more than that. So we're looking here at... We've got all that. We're going to have a 12-month deployment time, even though we're not even going to reach that much range. We're going to be using destroyer tenders to keep them fueled. Is the plan. That may or may not work. We're going to need a new fire control. We're going to use quad far ultraviolet. We don't have a far ultraviolet one. That's why we needed a new laser. Because we need a 12 centimeter faster recharge rate for far ultraviolet, which will deal slightly more damage and I believe has slightly more range. 200,000. Pretty good. If we can then get someone to get rid of a few labs just to get that research done, which won't take long at all, and we'll give this guy some training, so hopefully he can take more labs. It'll be done in December, so that's like 2 months, really, because it's near the end of December. Countermeasures 3 has commenced on Earth. We're gonna have some great Sea Whiz, I'm telling you. Far ultraviolet laser is done. This was kinetics. Is there anything more to get there? Doesn't look like it. Which means we now go with the turret design, and that'll be a good step to take now. We need to close that so we can reopen it. Get the far ultraviolet 12 centimeter quad turret, $20,000 or 20,000 tracking speed, no armor. That would be a waste. And that's taking a size of 20.61. What's the power requirement? 16. Our current stellarators will provide how much each? Well, we can find out from our class design screen. Our stellarators provide 6 each, so that'll be 2 2/3 each. So if we go up, we have 8 for 3 quad turrets. So let's go ahead and add 8, because we can build around quad turrets, I think, and that'll provide us lots of firepower for our destroyer escorts. They have a size of 20.61. So we'll go ahead and queue that up on our energy weapon research, I think it is. It's an energy weapon, so it makes sense. And the turret is right here, and we'll just give it to our guy here, because he's our current specialist in the subject. It'll be done in July, shortly after our countermeasures. And once the we're going to speed up the countermeasures, because as soon as those are done, we start Sea Whiz, and we're going to have a few of them on our destroyer escorts. We're really going to have like 2 or 3 on each destroyer, just to give us some extra point defense capabilities. Because these are going to be heavy point defense. We're not going to let anything through. You know what else that means? We're going to start using size 1 missiles for anti-missile missiles. Do we keep going? I think we keep going. We're gonna finish up Sea Whiz. Alright, so it's working on the compact ones now, which is alright, but we're not gonna bother with it for now. So this is our Sea Whiz design. It is impressive. It really is. So it's a size of 7.7. It's pretty large, but it can fire 6 shots every 5 seconds, track missiles up to 20,000 kilometers per second, and yeah, pretty cheap. Base chance to hit is alright. Could be better, but that's fine. Well, I'll queue that up to research, and I will start putting together all the little bits and pieces for this, and get back to you when we've actually got the finished product. Because you don't... Or maybe I'll just record another episode where I do the rest of this stuff. That'd make more sense. Alright, so I'll continue this pretty soon, and then we can finish this up. So next time, we will have a destroyer escort with heavy point defense, and then we'll start building them.